Okay, good. So we're going live. I'm just getting too many platforms going on here, so sorry about that. So yes, I'm just doing a YouTube as well. It saves me just doing the same message twice. So hi to my Facebook group, hi to everyone on YouTube. It's good to be back. So I've got a wonderful message on denial for 2022. This is the fundamental energy that's pushing through co-creative consciousness through the subconscious of each individual, and also planet Earth, of course, because obviously she's a multi-dimensional being as we are. And of course, if you heard my last message, we were talking very much about some of the Earth changes and what's going to be going on with the economy and bits and pieces. And we already started to feel, well, straight after that message, we had the Tongan tidal wave, or sorry, tsunami. So there's been a lot more of those tidal things moving, and this is really just about the Earth releasing her trauma and not denying it anymore. So this is also happening within human beings, and that energy. Obviously, if you look at the astrology side, I don't get too much into the astrology, but the astrology side, we've got Pluto going on at the moment. That's really pushing up the deep subconscious. But more importantly, this wave of energy that came on the planet around the 15th of this month was very, very intense, and it's really pushing, like I said, this denial through the solar plexus chakra, which is where the human template of denial sits. It's also where the soul expresses itself through. So if there's denial there, then obviously you can't receive intuitional divine current or knowledge of your life path if it's blocked, because obviously then that imprint can't go into your third eye, which is obviously the imagery that the soul projects through to tell you what to do, or guide you, or show you the next step on your path. So obviously this is a fundamental problem deep in the subconscious of every human being. So this is really coming up this year. So if you're going to stay in denial of what is true, what is right, what you are as a universal non-physical being, if you're going to deny your emotional energy, then that's obviously going to have some effect in your physical life. Because unfortunately we're so misinformed about reality on this planet that even this concept, even this conversation would be alien to a lot of people. And that is the saddest thing for humanity. Just getting people to believe or understand that they are non-physical, that nothing's really static, everything is always in constant fluidity and movement, and it's only our rigidity in thinking, our thoughts and denial of what is that sort of hinders that outlook. So this is really about becoming a very fluid being over the next sort of 6 to 12 months. So we can embrace this new energy that's coming into our sort of galaxy. It's not just Earth. All the planets are having a direct effect with the shift, because we're all aligned to the planets, of course. So, we're going to be seeing a lot of changes, especially the feminine energy of the planets coming through more, which of course is going to enhance a lot of our duality, the amalgamation of our duality, and also obviously Mercury has played havoc in our mental arena for a long time because of the rigidity in our belief systems, but it's really now it's birthing new ideas, new concepts, new beginnings. So the energy of the children coming through now, because when we incarnate, we pick up the vibration of each planet in our solar system, because each planet obviously affects different aspects of our life. So as they're coming in now through the birth canal, or sorry, through the meridian system, and when they're birthing into physicality, obviously we all do this. We take up an imprint of each planet, and depending on the timeline we're incarnating on, obviously we will pick up the vibration of that timeline. And then of course each country has its own vibration as well. So then we'll integrate into that vibration of each country. And that offers different things for different human beings and different experiences. So Mercury and all the children coming in now are picking up the new vibration of the new Earth consciousness. So, it's not a nice thing to say, but when the old sort of patriarchal system is off the planet, then obviously we can really start to move things forward. because once these new children that are coming on now, and especially these millennial children, once they're in their 40s and 50s, the new earth will be very grounded. And I think I spoke about this in the last channel. It's going to be about 2070 until a lot of these shifts are in play. But this is a very exciting time, because we are not just transforming earth and consciousness, we're transforming ourselves as multidimensional beings that have been stuck in suffering for tens of thousands of years, if you want to look at it from a linear perspective, or if you just want to look at it from a multidimensional expression, then many lifetimes repeating the same old patterns. So this is why a lot of souls are very exhausted at the moment, and we're really here to switch off and just chill and allow the transformation to happen. And we're going to be going into a stage of less is more, micro, macro. So yeah, obviously around the planet, but more importantly in our own self, because we have to disconnect from the narrative. So when we unplug, then obviously we can start to feel more of our truth. We set the intention to let go of certain things, and then obviously then that allows us to process what has been unconscious. So it's really important. I'm going to read off this message now. Actually, we'll get straight to the message around denial, and I'll talk a little bit more about it at the end. So I just channeled this only about 2 hours ago. And again, this is from the Viridian Consciousness, the channeling that I work with, or the beings that I work with, should I say. Great, so I just put in denial, because obviously that is the fundamental energy that is going to be expressed on the planet. We will be talking more about this, because this thing's going to happen pretty much every month now, I think, this year. So it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds, because it is, again, consciousness is not perfect, so things are developing in a way where, well, we're still pioneering this transformation, shall we say. Okay, yes, it's been done in other planets and other galaxies before, but the Earth experience is quite a unique experience. And yes, so there's so many conversations you can have on this, and truly, really, what you need to worry about, like I said, less is more. So not trying to feel that left brain with too much information as well, because you can also get off track with what you're trying to feel. And we've been a left brain dominant society. More facts and figures we have, that's how we grade intelligence. But actually, intelligence can be redefined on this planet, because I know very intelligent people, academic intelligent people, but they're not intelligent emotionally or universally. They have actually very little intelligence on that level, because their left brain is so programmed to facts and figures, and that's driving masculine energy, that they've forgotten about their duality, or have been completely shut down. Because you find the more you go to school and ingrain yourself in the school system, the harder it is to disconnect from the programming, because it's set up to programming you in a certain way. David Icke speaks a lot about that. If you want to know more on that, it's very good, about the school system, how it's programmed our brain. And of course, obviously, there's a lot of programming going on. There's been a lot more talk recently as well about the adverts, commercials on TV, the subliminal messages behind them, what actually they're saying. Again, it's triggering emotional energy in people, because a lot of non-physical entities live off our emotional energy. So it's very important to be aware of how you're being triggered, because actually what happens, there's always a gift in the shadow energy when it comes, because like chaos is a gift for transformation, yeah, but we're programmed to see it as something devastating. So so when when there's a trigger, like for example, you're being triggered with fear or sadness for a commercial or for a movie or something. Obviously, there are beings that will feed off that energy, but also there's a gift there for you, because you would not get sad, you would not get fearful if you didn't have the sadness and fear in you in the first place. So actually, in actual fact, when those feelings comes up, we go into our human self, we wallow around in the feeling, we start crying, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We think, the world's going to end, whatever belief systems we have around it. But in actual fact, that mirror that's happening in that moment is there for you to let go of that sadness and fear, not to be it, not to live it. And all you have to do is be conscious in the moment of that, and just thank it for being there, because it's the gratitude that changes the vibration of the energy, and the gratitude will then start to resolve it. And of course your consciousness is trying to release it. So gratitude is the doorway into the subconscious, into allowing the flow of energy to move through you, unhindered by fear or belief systems or the ego. So it really, the techniques are very simple, but you just got to catch yourself in the moment. And of course I talk a lot about this in alignment modality, and I'm going to be talking a bit more about that because I've got another module coming forward in April. I'll send all the information on the page as well. So I'm going to read off this message. So this is denial. So this year we'll see an increase in human denial of their emotional bodies. Many are running to the doctor to get a diagnosis, and two things are happening. One, the person finds something and surrenders to the symptoms. And two, the doctor finds nothing, leaving the person feeling even more confused. Both carry the victim mentality, although they won't admit this to themselves. We are trusting that humanity will start desiring real answers to real problems and take time to explore outside the usual and convenient channels. The sad thing for us looking in is the amount of trust and blind belief you put into your leaders. Unfortunately, they are a majority of self-serving leaders, and until you take time to see this and actually say no, these issues on your planet will remain the same. You are denying your intuition, your very freedom, when you follow on facts. Because in actual fact, facts can be manipulated to serve a certain narrative. And this is where people fall short. However, intuition is truth, but humans deny this wonderful, universal gift they are born with. Denial is to deny the very energy that created you. And this is why there is so much suffering on your planet. The emotions that are denied need an outlet. They can no longer be suppressed through the energy of denial. Universal consciousness is now supporting the release of these emotions, both planetary and individually, i.e. human beings. The symptoms will start with a cold, a lump in the throat, including muscle spasms. When this happens, your soul is preparing you to release denied, repressed trauma. And you must at this stage take sovereignty over your life, seeing it as a gift, not an excuse to run to the doctor as the victim. And we say victim because it's too easy in your culture for the quick fix. Take a pill and forget about it. So in truth, you are victims to your denial of the truth and victims to the fear within you that stops you from going into self-inquiry. This year, let go of restriction in your attitudes towards life, your thoughts and beliefs that are conditioned and condemning, your anger towards yourselves for your supposed mistakes. There is much to discuss around the human condition and its evolution out of this separation. But the first doorway is always the inner doorway. And until you pave a road inwards, suffering outwardly will always triumph. Be conscious of arrogance, because in arrogance you polarize the truth. Instead, create space for truth in situ. Understanding your duality will take time because you have lived in separation for so long. So again this year, do not deny your pains, your emotions, your repetitive thoughts. Instead, allow the synchronicity to unfold once you ask the universe to show you the truth. So really, it's just about getting up in the morning, sitting in a meditative state, even light a candle, more ritual and prayer and meditation you do. That's how the soul responds. That's how we're seeded as humanity, because ritual and prayer and meditation and reverence to the non-physical, to the elements, to earth, was a great way into opening up the soul body, the emotional body to receive. So even just writing, you know, just putting like I said, light a candle, put your feet in water, whatever, and just set the intention that whatever I need to release, and say this to your soul. So say, hello soul, whatever I need to release, I want to start this process now. And you can even ask the soul how you would like to do it. If you've got the energy, you've got some time off work, say, give it to me. Let's do it as fast as we can, you know, but don't overwhelm me. Or you can say, I'd just like to do it gradually. But you must ask, because the soul wants you to initiate it. It wants you to take responsibility. Because otherwise, the emotions will take over. And this is where our physical bodies get let down. Okay? Because we cannot deny reality any longer. We cannot live in this illusion and be separate from reality any longer. This just will not happen. So this year is a very, very important year to be conscious of what is unconscious and take time to feed that soul with your intention, and less is more, and get out of your own way, because human thinking causes all the problems. All right, the ego mind is so fickle, it has no clue what reality is because it's so conditioned, so programmed. So realistically, getting out of the way, allowing the energy that created this planet, created this universe, created you, that keeps your heart beating, this pure intelligence that you cannot fathom in our human minds, to take over and to resolve it for you. But you have to give space for that. And it's a very, very simple process. So there is no healer that can heal you. In truth, healers never been able to heal you. They can only show you how to heal yourself, because no one can take away your pain. You have to absorb that and acknowledge that yourself. So a healer, a true healer that's worth their weight in gold, is an intuitive guide. Yes, they can do things and move things around, and of course healing is still, you know, hands-on healing is still very, very good. But in truth, to get into that deep denied, repressed trauma, it has to be felt and has to be given love and has to be given acknowledgement, and you have to feel that in the moment. Okay, so everyone can do this. Every human being has the same gift, and that is acknowledgement of themselves. We all have the ability to do that, and it's through acknowledgement of ourselves, what we're feeling in any given moment, that allows the transformation to occur and start taking on precedence in the now given moment. Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to be doing, I'll be back on again in 2 weeks. We'll do another talk, and probably I'll see what comes up. Of course, if there's any questions or any, do hit me. You got my details on the website as well. If you're hearing me on the group, yeah, please share any messages or stories, anything that you think's relevant, and we can always look at that as well. And yeah, so lovely to be on. Just a short one today, but yeah, so I'll keep you posted with what's going on. Check out the website. I'm running alignment modality module 1 again in I think it starts in yes, just before Easter. It's run over 4 nights, 7 to 10 each night in London time, and generally we have about 3 or 4 continents on there. So it's quite an international experience. I only take 10 to 12 at the time to keep the intimacy there. And then it's way more interactive with me and everyone that's on. But the group healing, we've just launched it this year, last year. So we're coming into the 2nd year now in January, and it's been fantastic. It's really taken off, and people are really transforming. And this is a channeled modality from spirit. This is what they've asked us to teach and give to human beings, to assist them out of this conditioned illusion, and to a quick fire way to evolve and transform. And it's like I said, it's over 4 modules. There's 3 modalities, or 3 modules, sorry, and then the 4th is the practitioner level. But you don't have to do it as a practitioner. It can be attached to any existing modality you're doing. It can stand on its own right. But if you don't want to be a practitioner, or you're just in a normal job, Module 3 will take you into a full transformation and connection to what is unseen. So it is for everyone, and Spirit very clear that they need this to go to the man on the street, that may not be conscious of energy, of spirit, of the unseen. So yeah, it's a wonderful, it's a fantastic. I'm very humbled to teach it. We've had amazing results, like I said. So check out the website. It's all under courses. And I will speak to you all again soon. I'll be back on in 2 weeks. So take care and stay safe. All the best. Thank you.